Alright, let's dive into something that's been bubbling in the political cauldron lately: the Senate's short-term funding deal to avoid a government shutdown. Now, on the surface, this might sound like just another bureaucratic move, but personally, I think it's a fascinating window into how politics and pragmatism collide, especially right before the midterm elections. Here's the deal. Senate leaders have agreed on a bill to keep the government running until early December. Why? Because no one wants a shutdown during campaign season. It's like avoiding a pothole on the road to re-election. Everyone sees it coming, and everyone wants to swerve. What makes this really interesting is the timing. Usually, Congress waits until the last minute, literally the final hours, to pass these short-term fixes. But this time, they're acting 2 months before the fiscal year ends. In my opinion, this is a rare moment of foresight. Senate Majority Leader John Thune called it his top priority, and honestly, it's easy to see why. 2 record-breaking shutdowns in the past year? No one wants to be the face of a third. It's like political self-preservation meets basic governance. Now, let's talk about the details. The bill funds the government at current levels, which sounds straightforward, but there's a lot of negotiation behind the scenes. One thing that immediately stands out is what didn't make the cut: the White House's request for $1 billion to build Trump-class battleships. Yes, you heard that right. Battleships. In 2023. What this really suggests is that even in a short-term deal, there's room for political posturing. Democrats were quick to point out that this wasn't included, and honestly, it feels like a symbolic win for them. But here's the bigger question: why was this even on the table? It's a detail I find fascinating. It shows how much partisan priorities can sneak into even the most routine legislation. Another layer to this is the ongoing battle over defense spending versus non-defense spending. Republicans want a massive increase in defense, while cutting non-defense programs by 10%. If you take a step back and think about it, this is a classic ideological divide. But what many people don't realize is how this plays into the broader narrative of government priorities. Are we investing in guns or butter? And who gets to decide? This raises a deeper question about the role of Congress in shaping the budget. Are they just kicking the can down the road, or is there a strategy here? Now, let's talk about the grants controversy. Senator Susan Collins and Senator Patty Murray are pushing back against a Trump-era rule that would allow political appointees to review grant proposals based on the president's priorities. From my perspective, this is where things get really messy. Democrats fear this could turn grants into a political weapon, rewarding allies and punishing foes. The White House, on the other hand, calls it accountability. Personally, I think this is a classic case of competing narratives. Is it about ensuring taxpayer dollars are well spent, or is it about consolidating power? It's a fine line, and one that's worth watching closely. What makes this entire situation so compelling is how it reflects the broader dysfunction in Congress. They're struggling to pass the dozen annual appropriations bills on time, so they resort to short-term fixes. It's like patching a leaky roof with duct tape instead of fixing the foundation. But here's the thing: both parties are complicit. No one wants to be blamed for a shutdown, especially right before elections. Polling shows that neither party escapes unscathed when the government grinds to a halt. So, this deal is as much about political survival as it is about governance. As we wrap up, I'm left with a lingering thought: is this the new normal? Short-term fixes, partisan bickering, and last-minute deals seem to define how Congress operates these days. But if you ask me, it's not sustainable. At some point, the duct tape runs out. So, here's my question to you: what do you think? Is this just politics as usual, or is there a better way to handle government funding? Let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely curious to hear your take.